Hey everyone, Sly47 here. Today I have an update to this video. If you haven't seen it, the link of course will be in the description down below. Else, if you've already seen it, well then today I want to talk about a bunch of the buffs and nerfs that have happened since that video has gone live, the new ship lines that have come out or are coming out, my thoughts on them. I'd love to know of course your thoughts down below. Did you put them in the right position? Did I not? As this video is basically ranking how easy to hard the grinds are and whether or not they're really worth it to grind in general, especially with all the buffs and nerfs that have happened in the past few months. Love to know everyone's opinions in the comment section down below, but let's jump into it. First up to bat is the easy section. Now this list of ships is basically the list of ships I'm going to say if someone's brand new to the game, what ships should I go up? It's these, because these easy mode section ships are great for teaching the fundamentals of this game. And that's just perfect. They're simple, they stay within their each respective classes, they do a great job at it, and they just are solid all the way up generally. They might have a few pain points within the grind, but it's not too bad. So from the island of Misfit toys, the Grozvoy joins the easy section. Grozvoy is basically a Russian Gearing with better guns and weaker torpedoes. Does pretty much the exact same thing that the Gearing would do overall, a little faster, a little less nimble on its feet, unlike the Gearing, which can actually do some pretty tight turns. Grozvoy, you're going to want to stay at more longer ranges, but it just fits that perfect easy mode now, especially since the Russian gunboat line, it's okay all the way up. It does its job. You're going to learn how to shoot at long range with great shell arcs and great HE, great AP. But then once you get to the Grozvoy grind specifically, you have the Ogdevoy and you have the Udaloy. The Ogdevoy, pretty solid. I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it either. It was very in the mix, but it was workable. It was usable. Udaloy, considered one of the top tier 9s. It was the whole reason why the Grozvoy went into the Island of Misfit Toys, because it was just so strong. You could probably win gunfights against a Grozvoy in an Udaloy. That was the bigger problem. Nowadays, no, Grozvoy is a clear winner, especially depending on skill. You can definitely crush an Udaloy in the Grozvoy now, luckily. But overall, not just like the Gearing, not bringing support, but it teaches you great on how to get into caps, how to send off torpedoes, how to start fires, how to use AP on certain ships, HE on other ships. It's just a very solid DD pick. On to the medium section. So to remind everyone, these ships just need a little bit more, in my opinion, than the fundamentals to make them good. You're going to have to learn a particular skill, and when you're already learning the fundamentals, it's hard to also learn this new skill, as sometimes it will also teach you wrong ways to how to do those fundamentals, because these ships are just work that way in comparison to other ships. So of course, if you're trying to learn your fundamentals, go to the easy section. If you want to learn something on top of your fundamentals that you already have, this medium section is for you. Now there's a lot of changes in this list. Once again, you can go to the video in the description down below to go through all of these individually, but let's go through the new ones and of course the changes. Medium section: Z52, Worcester, Hindenburg, Yu Yang, Grosser Kurfürst, Vermont, Christopher Colombo, Conqueror, Malta, and Republique. So, Hindenburg, yeah, another ship came out of the Misfit Toys. I've been judging it a little too harshly. I will say the grind of 7, 8, and 9 is incredibly rough. The 5, 6, and the 10 make the entire line generally worth it. But I will say you need to know your AP and your long range accuracy. These ships have it to back it up, and they can chunk. They can do a great job at it. But I will say, it's just you're going to have to go through some rough tiers, in my opinion. But the Hindenburg, generally worth it a little bit. But let's move on. Z52 got a torque change up, kind of just more solidifies that medium. It's a great DD hunter. Really good quality of life overall change for the Z52. Still sits in medium, but of course it's just an AP DD, and you have to know how to play it that well. Grosser Kurfürst got completely changed up from a brawler to a mid-range, long-range sniper. It's still got that armor. It's a very tanky ship that happens to have good secondaries. Really wouldn't say it gets used all that often in that position now, but the gun change up makes it work. So it's no longer a brawler. Christopher Colombo. If anyone who's played tier 10 knows this ship way too well, and but I will say I put it in medium because you need to know how to use its unique skills of spotter plane and fuel smoke. But then on top of it, you need to also learn when and why to shoot sap along with mostly shooting AP in these ships, I've seen so many Christopher Colombo players that just get annihilated because they're using the wrong shell type, they're shooting the wrong area of the ship. Everything. You need to know how to shoot and aim with SAP, and of course you also need to handle the unique styles of the Christopher Colombo. If you can make it work, it's insanely powerful, but you got to know your fundamentals to make it work. Once again, I've seen people just get decimated in these things because, of course, people see it and they want to kill it because they think it's incredibly strong. So if you don't have the skills to back it up, yeah, you're going back to port pretty quickly. Next, we have the hard section. Now, these ships are generally high-risk, high-reward ships, or ships that require particular skills to make them incredibly powerful. In okay hands, most of these ships are going to do or they're going to be sent back to port pretty quickly due to a screw up. And that's why they're in hard. Make sure you know your fundamentals. Make sure you have a few advanced skills up and ready. Depending on which way these go, you'll see exactly. I put a text up here as well to know exactly what you need to know about these ships in order to make them work for you and generally get the gist of when to actually start grinding these ship lines. But we have the Daring, we have the Regalo, we have the Holland, Haragumo, Henri, Venezia, Haikuru, and Minotaur. Now we have two new additions, of course. We have the new Italian DDs. These are long-range torpedo boats with SAP and HE. They have unique skills that are incredibly short, but also come back very quickly. Great DD hunters with that SAP, short gun range. Incredibly short gun range. And then on top of it, the tier 9 and tier 10 are CLs, almost akin to Holland, but I'd say that generally the Oster fits the DD route. But Regalo, if you have the skills and you start having a little bit of fun with these, you're going to enjoy this line. In my opinion, this line is going to come out. It's not going to be this top meta area situation. It's going to be in more of the high niche, low good area overall, because of course you need to know how to use these skills. You need to know how to be a tort boat. You need to know how to be a DD hunter. So you're starting to realize you're going to need to probably go down the Shima line, go down the Z52 line to learn each of those skills, and then you're going to combine them together. And I'd also say that you're generally going to be basically a DD version of the Venezia. So you have no skills to actually hunt those DDs, even though you're a great DD hunter. So you're going to need to know how to engage, how to disengage, how to dodge those torpedoes coming in from DDs that are in smoke that you can't see unless you have support with you. So just know, Regalo, that line, it's going to come in and be pretty good in my opinion, but you're going to need to have skills to actually make them worth it. Next up, we have the Haikuru. We have a lot of squadrons to control. That's really the bigger problem. Insane first strike potential due to that many squads. This thing is an insane DD hunter and will wipe ships out easily. It is paper airplanes though as well. So you got to know how to bait your fighters, how to actually manage so many different squadrons, and then on top of it, how to manage just the entire thing of being a carrier and having all those fundamental skills working kind of in overdrive. Of course, the rest of all these reviews of other ships can be in the first video down in the description down below. Finally, the Island of Misfit toys, something I'm betting a bunch of people have been looking forward to and wondering, where are these other ship lines that he hasn't talked about? Well, they're here. Now, the Island of Misfit toys do not mean these are bad ships. Some of them are bad ships. Some of them just are kind of trollish, and they're fun. And sometimes, yes, it's all about having fun in this game, but sometimes that fun gets really shut down and you're actually not allowed to do it. So let's talk about them because there's a bunch of new ones, a bunch of changes. Let's jump into it. Khabarovsk, stop at Kiev still. Grozvoy got the buff that it needed. Khabarovsk got a torpedo damage increase. It's now definitely an assassination ship, but it's too big to be an assassination ship, similar to the Polo Emilio, or Paulo Emilio, or Yolo Emilio, whatever you want to call it. I have a feeling the Khabarovsk might not be in this list soon, as it might be turned into a premium. I could totally see that by the end of the year or so. Hey everyone, editing Sly here. Yeah, literally a day or so after recording this, we get this news. So the Khabarovsk in Update 5.5 is getting swapped out with the Delny. So you have to have the Khabarovsk in your port to get the premium version of her. So make sure you start grinding that Kiev. If you already have the Khabarovsk and want the Delny, start grinding the Kiev. It's literally a double-edged sword. You're gonna be playing the Kiev for a very long time if you don't have either. I'm hoping the Delny works. It is a trash can class still. It's really how big is it, because I really wouldn't mind a more gun-focused, faster, non-smoke version of the Grozvoy. I could see that working, but it depends on the size really. So yeah, just please don't be massive. Please don't make her massive. Kleber, it's a meme, maximum speed ship. They gave it the buff that it was desperately needing, I think, after the video went live, which was just another usage of both of its skills. I think it's in a good shape right now. It's a fun line. It's not good, but it's fun. Goliath, yeah, it's still in the Island of Misfit toys. Elbing, we have a new ship. These are slow torps, huge. In my opinion, poor skills for these. These are ships that will citadel, cruisers, and battleships, but it takes up a DD slot. Now, massive asterisk on this ship, because I low-key enjoy this. You can make it work, but they are very matchmaker dependent. Because if you get in a high DD game with a bunch of other DDs, you're literally firing your crappy HE at them. You get into a bunch of games with a bunch of cruisers, yeah, you're citadeling them, but you're massive, and they are going to hurt you because you are just that big. You are so easy to hit. You have no AA. There is so many downsides to the Elbing line that, as much as I really do enjoy that AP, and I'm starting to really enjoy its playstyle overall as kind of that light cruiser, unfortunately, there are games that you're going to do 10k because you just get shut out. Because it literally can't do anything against a lot of very predominant ships in this meta right now. So as much as I like it, and I can definitely say, getting Citadel Crisis with these ships is incredibly easy, incredibly accurate guns. It's just, I can't suggest it for most players. Just know, hey, it might actually work out for you in the end. Like, just know, might be, it's not the meme of the Kleber, but it can be usable for certain players. Golden Liu, oh dear lord. I was actually talking with Pig Bay, and we were talking about how most likely DZP gave us unrealistic expectations for these ships, and boy did it. These lack range. They can't kill DDs at all. Bad AA, realistically, even though they're supposedly really good AA, they're still going to drop the bombs. They're still going to hit you. This isn't Worcester level. Now, yes, you have strong airstrikes. The problem is someone simply presses one thing and you miss. It's just incredibly easy to dodge these airstrikes. It's just, this ship screams hard. It does. But then in practice, the lack of range, and of course can't kill DDs. We really need to have either manual or even auto secondaries on it. Probably even torpedoes added to it, longer range guns, and of course faster reload on the airstrikes. I just don't think it does enough, in my opinion, overall. But yeah, no, this entire line, I really wouldn't go up. I enjoy it because of that skill, but there are certain times that skill does not help enough to make it fun skill worthy. So I put it in the Misfit toys. I think after a few buffs here and there, I think it would really go and work well in the hard section. The Zhao, yeah, we already know about it. It's just insanely powerful, but it just dies too quickly. I think that it definitely needs a few buffs. I think better AA and or maybe a specific stealth mechanic where it stealths up a little quicker. I think that'd be kind of cool. Sleefin, one of the new lines. Insane one-on-one capability when in range. Just absolutely insane amounts of firepower. It is an absolute Gatling cannon. It is fun. This entire line, you get your secondary hits for that weekly done in 2 games. Easy. You run concealment on them, which is kind of awkward, but these are battle cruisers, really. They're battleships, but battle cruisers. The problem is it starts kind of going into the horrible accuracy on the main guns. Like, pretty much the best way to beat a Schlieffen line ship is just run away. Yeah, just literally run away. You'll beat it out because it's just good enough armor and low health pool. It's one of the lowest, if not the lowest, if I'm remembering right. So it's a fun line. I really desperately, like, just like the Kleber, I'm gonna get the Schlieffen because it's just a lot of fun. But I'm going to know that in certain games, I'm just gonna go whacked, and it's just not. You can't do anything against it. Manfred von Richthofen, AP bombs, they aren't DD hunters. Great auto secondaries, but overall bad dispersion. You have to actually get pretty close. CV sniping is actually a valuable strategy in these ships. But after talking to a few CV mains, they've akin this to like a CV with training wheels on. It's good. It's a great way to kind of learn how to play CVs. I think the midway's better. But overall, the Manfred backs it up because then, hey, look, I lost all my planes. I'm just gonna go forward and brawl with some people with my auto secondaries and be kind of fun. It is a little bit of fun. I do enjoy that. I wish there was some manual secondaries. These are basically made up ships anyways. Just add a few on each side, 4 on each side or something like that. Make them kind of 155s like Z-52 guns, and we'd have a blast with these. We do not always need a viable carrier, but these definitely, you go down the Manfred von Richthofen line for fun. That's pretty much it. They can kind of teach some CV ideas, but I really wouldn't go up it. I'd go up almost every single other one if you want to be a CV main or have any CVs that are good. Kremlin got some changes. Legendary mod got added in. Recently did a video on it as well. Interesting accuracy. I'm not moving it out yet of the Island of Misfit Toys. I just don't feel that it's there yet because of that long reload. Its accuracy is still pretty inconsistent, but it's way better. But then, of course, you're needing that skill to use without auto aim. The horrible armor, you shouldn't need a legendary module to fix a ship. I hate that. I absolutely hate that. I feel like there's a lot better battleships that require a lot less skill overall. So yeah, Pietro Pavlov got HE buffed. What were you smoking, Wargaming? Like, I get it. Bob Lynn's build makes this probably a good medium ship. But overall, it's still not worth it. Because you need to whale to make it work with the legendary mod plus the legendary commander to make it high playable. You shouldn't have to invest that much in a ship to make it even remotely good. Come on. No, give it the buffs we've been asking, and it will finally be good. And that is it for this update video of where and when to grind in World of Warships Blitz. Hopefully everyone enjoyed this video, and if you did, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more content like this. Let me know in the comments down below where you would put particular ships, especially if you're a more experienced player. Let me know if you agree or disagree with me too as well. I love to hear the community's responses on everything. And once again, it helped me change my opinion on the Hindenburg. I think I was just judging it a little too harshly. Also, if you want to join up on this community even more, I have one link to rule them all in the description to head over to Discord for an absolute blast, especially on stream nights. If you want to watch a different way, I multi-stream to all 4 major platforms. Special shout out to the Patreon members and super chatters that have helped support this channel. If you want to join them, of course, the Patreon link is down below and all the other payment platforms. Thank you so much for all the support. Just remember, liking this video helps out a lot more than you think. Have a good day. Peace.